Hello, hello. We are back in our world tour and we are headed to South America today. So let's review where we are at real quick. 10 seconds. We are in Pillar One of Sizzle Kids, which is all about food, what it is, what it isn't, where it comes from, why weather is important, why geography is important, why terrain is important. We're taking a trip all over the world to look at the different staples that we've learned about, the plant staples, the protein staples, the dairy staples, all the different things. And so here we're going to go down to South America and we're going to look at what a typical day in South America might look like. So, one thing that I forgot to mention in our last lesson in North America is how many countries there are in North America. So, a lot of times people just think of Canada, the United States, and Mexico, but actually there are 23 countries that are considered North America. That includes all of the Caribbean islands, all of Central America, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Panama, and a bunch of others. So I want you to start thinking that North America has 23 countries, not three. Okay, so South America, in South America, we have 12 countries, and this is just an example. These meals that I'm going to go over with you, what a typical day in the life of a kid in South America might be, uh, span all 12 countries. You could find these meals in certain countries or all of the countries, but they're very traditional South American, some of the South American countries, some food that you may find there. So imagine waking up to a hearty breakfast in South America, and you'll have eggs. Eggs are very popular in South America, just like they are in North America, or in the United States. And you have them cooked just the way you like them. You're going to have your rice and beans. We already talked about how the South American countries, rice and beans is a staple food. Rice and beans, very, very important. They grow easily and abundantly there. Um, what's interesting here is something I wanted to introduce you to called fried plantains. So plantains are a fruit like the banana, but it's a little less sweet. And in South America, a lot of countries will fry that. Will cut the banana into slices or leave it whole and fry it. And it's a common side dish to breakfast and a common snack, things like that. So fried plantains, that's something special and new about a breakfast that you might find when you travel to South America and what your friends are going to be eating before school in South America. You might also have some savory sausage, some spicy sausage, maybe some avocado and some tropical fruits, mangoes, papayas, things like that there for your breakfast. But again, the meals in South America tend to be simple and varied, lots of different things, kind of like the United States, and a lot of different things. So your rice and beans, your egg, your meat, your fruit or your vegetable. In this case, you're learning about fried plantains, which is like banana. All right, that's breakfast. So for lunch in South America, I wanted to introduce you to a dish that I had to look up the pronunciation for, but the pronunciation I think is feijuda, feijuda, feijada, maybe feijada. So any of our Portuguese speakers out there, our Brazilians, you can send me a message and tell me how much I butchered that name. But feijuda is a hearty stew that's made with black beans. Again, a staple food, a staple plant food in South America, and it uses different cuts of pork, like sausage. It could use rib meat, and sometimes even pig's ears. And it's all simmered together in a very flavorful and spiced stew until all the flavors come together. And it's usually served over rice. Sometimes there'll be some greens involved to kind of cut the richness of the stew. But feijoada, a beans and pork stew, very common in Brazil, and the name feijada is a Portuguese word, and I thought it was pretty cool to learn. So I hope you think it's cool too. All right, it'll keep you very full and satisfied for most of the day. Again, in dinner, we've gone over some of the other lessons. Churrasco, the famous grilled meats of South America. Pretty much speaks for itself. It's grilled meat on a skewer, usually on the barbecue, very common. You'll have your rice and beans. You may have a salsa or some kind of a salad on the side. Very good for you dinner. beans and rice, churrasco, and a salad. So that's something that you might find in lots of different countries of South America. For snacks, we also went over before empanadas, handheld little pastries filled with meat and vegetables. Yummy, easy to eat, very filling, lots of protein, very good for you. And wait, there is dinner, or sorry, there's dessert. And dessert, there's something called churros, churros and chocolate. So these are long fried sweet pastries that are dusted with cinnamon and sugar. They're often served with a cup of hot chocolate, like a thick hot chocolate that you can dip your churro in, and it's like an amazing sweet treat to end the day. Here in the United States, you can get churros at Disneyland and other amusement parks. So some of you out there will know what churros are. If you don't, seek them out and try to find some. So that's just some examples of what a typical day of eating in South America might be like. Really yummy foods, really hearty, healthy, good foods for you. And we're going to be headed over to Europe next and see what a typical day for a European kiddo might look like. All right, we'll see you over there.